Hello, my name is Mauricio Segura, and this is a day in the life of Battalion Chief at South Metro Fire Rescue.
Metro Fire, what is the address of the emergency? What's on fire?
Multiple calls reporting flames coming from the roof. LPD's arriving on scene stating fire in the stairwells as well.
Multiple callers, flames seen coming out of the unit. Household parties trapped. There's an older lady that lives there. She's not seen. Right, medium-sized, two-story multi-family. We have smoke and flame showing. Alpha side. WSM command. We're manning the offensive strategy. We have extension to the second floor. Headed to the third. Let's go ahead and start the second alarm.
34, Tower 35, Lattice along Engine 11, Engine 22, Engine 38, Engine 42, Medic 211, Medic 21, Battalion Chief 3, Battalion Chief 5, Safety 35, Netcom Op 3, confirmed multifamily structure.
Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Chief. Thanks for letting me do this.
This will be fun. Pretty nervous.
We have a really good wellness program, and we're held to a pretty high physical standard. We do a VO2 max, which they equate out to 12 METs, and it's the whole thing that you see on TV with the mask and all that stuff. And it's based on what your body can use, the way it uses oxygen, and so there's no getting around it. I was a former wrestler, and always have tried to stay in shape, but cardio is a big deal for us. And so in this job, because I get pulled in so many directions, the job is really to support everybody else. For me, it's getting up early and getting that cardio in as early as possible, get it done first thing. So if I can come in early and get my workout in, then during the day, during your day, hopefully they see that, and it's a reminder for them to stay in shape as well.
Chief, we ready? Sure.
Dude, you're at it. Hey, let's see. Truck should be good. We deployed Brush 41 with a crew of 3 to Grand Junction. I saw that email.
I did.
This BC Spare 3 radio we are running the third on Medic 32 right now for a while.
Okay.
So he'll put that back when he's done. But just in case.
No worries.
Yeah.
We've been doing the same on our shift. I think this is our first day without.
Oh, nice. Okay. And we'll get that done. Really, that's about it. I'm just going to finish up a couple calls here and get out of your way.
All right. I'll just wait to jump on the rig then.
I'll go get my stuff off so you can get on.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks. All right.
I run to all major car accidents, fire incidents, fire alarms in high rises or larger commercial structures, and then essentially the higher end medicals. So if it's cardiac arrest, that kind of thing, I'll show up on those as well. So more of the more severe calls is generally when a battalion chief will go, and we just provide that command overhead and accountability for bigger calls, and especially calls that are going to grow past a first alarm. The goal of me being there is so that we can actually have our first-in companies do the work that they're trained to do. Our first-in officers, they take command initially, and we'll just use a house fire as an example. But when you're actually working and being in command, it's a lot to do. It's multitasking, and there's a lot of pressure because it's time sensitive. And so the goal for us to get there is I take over from an exterior position, and I can maintain safety and accountability, constant reevaluation of our strategy and tactics, and make sure that whatever we are doing is working. And so essentially I'm there to make the tough calls. Like if a building is looking too unsafe to search, then I need to pull people out. So that's really what my goal is, and that's why I show up in an SUV, and in most cases, if I'm going to be in command, I won't get out of that vehicle. But that's usually the goal of that. It's really safety and reevaluation.
So check my battalion first. Okay, so we do the district chief has a battalion briefing, and so it's all 5 battalion chiefs led by the DC. We have the EMS supervisor, who is Med 1 on our shift. We have the staffing chief, and we'll also have both of our training officers. And so this is how we kind of plan our day. We start with staffing, then we work ourselves through the daily events, which is training and any other daily events. events. So really the time-sensitive issues and any kind of last-minute changes. And anything that needs to be communicated, this is how we keep our communication as clear and concise and communicate the same message as all 5 battalions to our crews. And then at 7:30 we have the battalion briefing, so that's when we'll go get on the phone and we'll talk to my battalion. So there you go. Is that Mr. Baker, RB3?
Yep.
Nice. Hey, your crew didn't go to Big Water, right?
Go to what?
Go to the Big Water training?
Correct.
So it was a bummer that Hooper's not here, but I still like to do it. I'd like to get you and 32s together this afternoon. We'll go meet somewhere where we can flow some water.
34s.
34s, what's up, Joe Sims? How's vacation?
I'm just happy to hear everybody's voice on this phone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's really a special thing.
Yeah,
You're the fun uncle.
It was fun, Uncle, again. So who we waiting on? 33?
Alright.
Schmidt, what's up, buddy?
That's great.
All right, guys.
Nope.
Okay, any apparatus issues? Anybody on reserves? No? Is your brush truck back, Josh?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Sweet. Okay, so the rookies moved, so I'll be planning on going down and seeing the rookie with you guys, Josh, at some point. This morning, got the lieutenant's practice, but we've got 3 of those going on, like a clearance test, and then 2 lieutenant's practices. So watch the holes that are created. I think 14s, you guys are going down for one of those. All right, guys, well, I appreciate everything, and give me a ring if you need anything, all right?
Captain Simon's making lasagna tomorrow if you want to come over.
Ooh, that sounds good. I'll take it.
Lasagna, I'll be there.
All right, dinner tomorrow. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay. It's usually about this time of day, so we got both my conference calls done. We got a game plan for the day, and generally this is the first time I do see my room, so I come put my stuff up here. So here's the room. It's really nice. Yeah, it's one of the benefits to building new stations and getting promoted a couple times. So I've got my own bathroom, and I'm gonna shower, get ready for the rest of the day, so you guys can go do something else for now.
My job today was to shadow him. So I'm gonna watch him and see how he's directing people from his crew, people inside the structure, how they work in that low visibility situation, and how the ability to really mix up the I guess it's the multitasking, moving a hose line or doing work and not missing radio traffic, because that is so vital to making sure that the incident progresses to completion the best way. So we put our guys under a lot of scrutiny, and you saw during some of those after actions with them, there's a lot, we give them a lot of information, and then we give them strategies and techniques that have been successful for us, and it's up to them to develop their style. I do a lot of development and helping people along the way, and when they put in the work and they get promoted, and you see them coming up, and I mean it. Like, they're going to be better than a lot of us because they're better trained than we were, and it feels good. This place is in great hands, and just being a little bit of a part of this organization as we've grown is pretty awesome. The FaceTime matters. Like, they have to trust me that we're on the same team, and the only way to build trust is to spend time with them. And so we spend time training, spend time on station visits, and I try to do a mix of everything when they're available. I try to mix into their day and not disrupt their day, because I've remember when I was coming up that when the BC stops by, no matter how informal you try to be, everybody would stop and gather at the kitchen table. So there's certain times I won't sit down. If they're working out, I'm not going to stop their workout. I called the station today that I wanted to visit, and they were working out, so we didn't stop by. I was like, hey man, just keep doing what you're doing. So, but it's FaceTime to build that trust over time. You know, I think in one of the videos with the board, he was talking about that. You know, it's so easy to break trust, and at this level, this is the first time that you're not on a rig with a crew, and so you have to be deliberate and letting these guys know how much you care for them. And the people that we have working here, my job is to get them home safe and to help them get to the next step in their career, whatever that may be. If they want to be a 20-year firefighter, what's the next step for them, showing that they have 20 years of great experience here? But if they want to be a captain, we saw a couple of those, a captain and lieutenant candidate today, and it's getting that face time and giving them the support, you know, matching their effort. And that's what I try to do with those visits.
Brush 42, Engine 22, Battalion Chief 3, Netcom Ops 3, Small Brush Fire, Map Page T31B, South Potomac Street, and East Briarwood Avenue.
Go ahead, Mecca.
This is going to be just east of the storage facility. It's approximately 20 feet from the nearest structure. There's one party with a fire extinguisher trying to put it out. They have multiple colors on this, one stating 20 by 20.
93 copies. We do have the structures threatened, but slow moving and kind of small at this point. We'll wait till somebody gets on scene.
That's it from sir. And your winds are going to be out of the east at 8, gusting out of the east as well at 12.
93 copies. We're on scene, Briarwood. The fire is out. Looks like a very small grass fire. Like I said, they put it out with a garden hose. We're going to go ahead and mop it up. I'll go ahead and take command in the offensive strategy.
93 copy. I'm seeing fires out. Very small grass fire.
Brush Engine 41, Engine 33, Brush 17, Brush 43, Medic 36, Tender 34, Battalion Chief 3, Safety 35, Med 1, Rehab 12, Brush Fire.
Channel 5.
Command Metcom.
Engine 44, I know I sucked you in. See if you can get down to those apartments. 44, okay?
Command Metcom.
Command, go.
Would you like us to update mapping to the access point from the apartments for incoming units?
I need one unit on the highway to take the fire on the slope, and the other unit's level 1 stage in the parking lot for the grocery store. I still don't have the best access yet.
Calling Douglas County now. We're getting lots of callers from the apartment complex. We're going to have them start evacuating the complex.
For that Brush 39, command.
Going for Brush Engine 39.
39 for command, but Engine 44 is going to take this area. I want you to back up and take the next.
Command, Brush Engine 39.
Brush Engine 39.
We're to your west at these apartments. Is that access road, that 2-track below you? Can a Brush Engine get down that?
Copy. I'll take Division Alpha at the top of the hill here. And like I said, just give me one Type 1 for now. I think we can defend this position.
I'm in the area where they've got the Alpha Division crews. Just be aware that the fire is underneath the power line.
We'll just go ahead and wait till we get a crew or get a rig here that has some tools for us. Yeah. But I like what he's doing. These guys got it from here, and then we'll just stop it from going north.
You want to grab the can and hit this stuff over here, or?
Yeah, go grab your can.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. I guess I'll get dressed. Looks like we got it.
I didn't see him.
through the parking lot.
Water hotspots. We've been using the water tower. We've been using the tool.
Okay.
But we just got a couple of hotspots that'd be good to
Yeah,
get
they want
up
me
here
to
just
copy.
so-
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Chief. Sorry, buddy.
You got it, buddy. No, it's what it is. Appreciate it. Command Division Alpha.
Division Alpha.
I can still use the brush truck up on this division just for mopping up. They got more fire down there, so that's going to be the priority. And so right now, just mop up what you can. Don't wear yourself out. What do you need, buddy?
A little bit of under here. That's it.
I want to get an engine or something. If you got a hydrant right there, any water we need, so I can run a line to you if we need to fill your brush truck or whatever. So you let me know what needs you have down in here.
Yeah, bring it up for spotting.
Yeah, we won't be long.
Really, our biggest risk for life safety and values at risk was this apartment complex behind us. So I had great eyes to see if we got any kind of extension from the trees into that, and so we were watching everything light off, and we just were waiting for suppression units. The way that that helps command is especially it's really based on size, complexity, and duration of an event. Okay, and this one was kind of size, places that he couldn't see. The duration, we don't know how long these are going to burn, especially if they do get into something. And so really your span of control maxes out around 5 to 7, okay? 5 plus or minus 2 is what they say for span of control, so that many units. And knowing that we were going to have a full alarm plus some, I was just giving him an opportunity to give me some of those units in an area that he couldn't see that would reduce radio traffic, and I could control this. So essentially I'm a command in a certain area. So essentially what you see behind me was my Alpha Division, and I was just making sure that everybody was safe, that everybody was working in the black and working the flanks appropriately, and that we weren't going to get close to the actual values of risk. So that's really the goal. The goal is to cut down on the span of control so command isn't overwhelmed, and any radio traffic. We're going in to see a captain candidate, and we put our guys through the grinder. And when they complete it, they've done something above and beyond. They stick their necks out for the department because not everybody has the capabilities or wants to promote or wants the spotlight. So you're choosing to put the spotlight on you, and you saw a little bit of that this morning when we were working with that lieutenant candidate. It doesn't stop at any level of this department. So right now I have a system. It's a Buckeye system. They're 8s, but it's like the Ohio State Buckeyes. So it's a helmet sticker just for recognizing efforts that are above and beyond the job description. And attitude and effort in this job to me is everything. We can work on everything else, but you got the right attitude and you put in that kind of effort, we got to recognize it. And it's an easy way to say good job, without getting too mushy.
Chick-fil-A samples.
Call 33s. What's that? I call 33s after the fire. Dylan's in the house now. Dylan's now.
Area medic response. Medical response.
So we sat around talking, and every now and again, I think they do it to me on purpose. We just sit there and chew the fat and kind of war stories and kind of break in the rookie, try to get him to open up a little bit so we can get to know who he is. And in the process of that, the truck and the medic got a call and left me with the dishes. So I'm cleaning up the dishes. Telling you, you'll see me clean the toilet a little bit later too. So yeah. Yeah, we still get to do dishes, and like I said, I think sometimes, most of the time they're really good about it, but I think sometimes it's a game. I think they actually plan this kind of stuff. Because it's pretty common that we get calls after dinner. And, yeah. So I'll just tell you, this isn't the first time that I've had to do this. But I'll do it willingly.
fire department's different than the private sector. I came from the private sector. Knowing that I wanted to be in management or a company officer at an older age, I had a plan. I wasn't quite sure I wanted to be a battalion chief, and I think the closer you get to it, the more that decision making and self-doubt come in. Super competitive. So at this department, you first have to go through at least at the time I went on, you had to be on 5 years, and then you could test for lieutenant. And so I had been a firefighter for 8 years, tested for lieutenant, was able to promote to lieutenant, and then the next step is another development process, another task book essentially we have at each level. So task book for lieutenant, then I did a captain's task book, did that, and so that was around 8 years, 8.5 years of being a company officer. And then at that point I did my battalion chief task book, and so I was fortunate to only have tested at each level one time. Did really well on all 3 of those. Oh, the most challenging part of the job, the thing that is a cage match is time management, because you have 5 crews and administration and that sort of thing pulling you in a lot of directions, and making time for all of it and trying to really put that kind of effort is a serious challenge. Along with that is really any personnel issues. That's the hard part, because the whole piece of this job, like the running calls, is fun. We got to do a little bit of that today. Luckily, we didn't have any closed door meetings with people that needed some redirection or some coaching up, and that with time management, and that's the hardest part of this job. Getting to this position it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of responsibility, and realize that it's not about you either. Like, the higher up you go, it's less and less about you, and more about making sure they have what they need. And like I said, it's whether you want to be a 20-year firefighter or you want to be the chief of the department. It's my job to give you as much as I can to help you get there. And that's tough conversations at times. I'll give you the constructive criticism, but I'll also I'll pat you on the back when you're doing the right things too, and patience. You don't get here overnight. And so this battalion chief position is changing, and I'm just part of this new evolution of it. And I hope I'm doing it right, man. Like, I really do. So.
So last night, didn't get any calls, so kind of said that may happen or may not happen, but the job of the battalion chief never stops. So around 11:30, we had a tower that had mechanical issues, and they had to give me a call, and we had to figure out a reserve situation, and they had to do a changeover last night. And so when I was talking a little bit about those administrative pieces, that's one of those things that any and all hours of the night, usually when you get a call like that in the middle of the night, you hope it's not bad news, like an accident or anything like that. But that's what we do. We handle all of those issues and do what we can. Once again, it's supporting the guys, like finding where the closest reserve unit was, and making a plan to get them back in service as quickly as possible. And we're here for 48 hours, and so sometimes that happens at inconvenient hours. We're lucky it wasn't 3 in the morning, but 11 o'clock. So that's got a little less sleep because of that, but in general, slept through the night. We had a couple calls out of this station. Probably saw the medic go on a medical or two. And then day 2 starts for us. So I'll get on the treadmill here in a little bit. I'm going to stretch, get on the treadmill, and then we have another district chief conference call with the battalion chiefs this morning at 7:30, and that one is we kind of planned the day just like yesterday, but we do a little bit of operational work as well. We watch some videos. One of the chiefs would lead the discussion, and so once again, keeping us all on the same page, tactically and administratively. Our district chief does a really good job. It's a lot of teamwork at that level, to make sure that that the boots on the ground can really serve the citizens. And so I appreciate you guys following me today, and I hope this was fun and educational. If you haven't subscribed to our channel and you liked what you saw, please subscribe.